We are all so interconnected, and the universe speaks to us through our heart and through our intuition and through those nudges to do a small act of kindness. You can trust that you are being invited to be a miracle for someone else in a way that you may not ever really, really know. Hi, I'm Marcy Shimoff. I'm the founder of Your Year of Miracles, where we help people live in what we call the miracle zone, which is that place where you feel like you are in the flow with the universe and you have greater synchronicities and miracles in your everyday life. And today's miracle moment is about the miraculous ripple effect of small acts of kindness. And I want to share a story with you that I read just quite recently. It was about a young woman named Hannah who was racing against the clock to get some last hours with her mother before her mother passed away. And Hannah's mom, whose name was Kathleen, she was in critical condition. She had an undiagnosed pneumonia that went into septic shock. And Kathleen's doctors had notified her family that she didn't have much time left. So Hannah rushed to book a flight to a small airport in North Dakota where her mother lived. But there weren't very many flights to that small airport. And the first flight that she could get on was the next day. And every hour she had to wait was an hour that she wasn't going to get to spend with her mom. And, once she was on the flight the next day, the plane was late in getting and taking off because of technical problems. And Hannah started to panic because she just had this very short half-hour layover before her connection in Minneapolis. And she just could tell as each moment went by that she wasn't going to be able to make her connection. And she shared her situation with one of the flight attendants, hoping that there was some kind of solution. But she had found out that her connecting flight had already been rebooked for yet the next morning. And so Hannah just completely broke down in tears. And she felt so much anxiety thinking of her mother being alone through these last days. And Hannah's story moved her flight attendants to tears. It's actually moving me to tears. And she decided to go speak directly to the pilot to see what could be done. The flight attendant did. And the pilot was also moved by Hannah's story. So he called the dispatchers of the connecting flight in Minneapolis to see if they could just possibly hold the flight. And they said yes. And the entire crew worked together to get Hannah on her next flight so that she could have as many remaining hours with her mom as possible. And one person on that flight had given Hannah their seat at the front of the plane so she could get off faster. And someone else got out an airport map to help Hannah find the fastest way to the gate. And other people gave her caring smiles or words of encouragement. And when the plane landed, Hannah was escorted off first. She ran through the airport with tears streaming down her face. She was greeted at her new flight by a very welcoming crew who got her to the airport in North Dakota safely. And she was able to spend literally the remaining hours of her mom's life with her as her mom passed away the next day. And Hannah said that it was every act of kindness from every person along the way that gave her really one of the most important gifts of her life, which was to be able to be there with her mom. And I love this story because it is such an expression of how we are all part of a greater web of miracles together. And it's, it can be really easy to look around the world today and to think, oh, what could I possibly do to help the state of things in the world? And the answer is listen to your heart. When you lead your life with an open heart, which is one of the foundations that we have for living in the miracle zone, then the opportunities to be a miracle for someone else, they're just going to show up. They are going to knock on your heart and you're going to know, this is a time. We are all so interconnected and the universe speaks to us through our heart and through our intuition and through those nudges to do a small act of kindness. You can trust that you are being invited to be a miracle for someone else in a way that you may not ever really, really know how that little act of kindness made a difference in someone's life. It could be Something so simple as opening the door for someone or complimenting a person standing in line at the store in front of you or calling a relative out of the blue. And the act may seem so small or insignificant to you, but you just never know what part your small act of kindness is going to play in someone else's miracle story that they recount and that made such a difference in their life. So, you know, when you give, you can trust that the miracle's energy is going to come back to you. You know, we don't give for that reason, but what I know is that it does come back to us, and you will feel amazing from listening to what's your heart calling you to act on. So this week, I invite you to simply listen to this beautiful heart of yours. And when you feel a nudge to do something kind for someone else, do it. If you're able, of course, and just notice how you feel. You'll probably feel a wave of just beautiful energy filling up your heart and brightening your day. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Leave us a comment. Share what things you've experienced through either giving or receiving small acts of kindness. And I'm going to leave you with a quote from Desmond Tutu, who said, "Do your little bit of good where you are. It's those little bits of good together that overwhelm the world." So may you have a beautiful week doing small acts of kindness wherever you see the opportunity. I send you my love.